Hello guys, my name is Noah Marabi and I'm here to help you transform yourself. And in this video, we're going to talk about how you can control your emotions in 1 second. So the technique is pretty simple and we're going to get to it in a second. What this needs is repetition. You need to do this over and over again so you get accustomed to it, so it becomes a habit, so it becomes a system that you can follow automatically. Because at first, it might be a bit hard. You might not be able to control it in 1 second, but it builds up, and at the end of the day, you'll get to a point where I can assure you, you will be able to control your emotions in a split second. And the technique is called the opposition thinking technique. Let's take an example. You're driving your car and there's a lot of traffic. You get upset, you get angry, you get filled with emotions of anger. Before you know it, you come back home and you're cranky, you arrive to your workplace and you don't feel that good, you feel that you're upset and you're angry, and you don't feel like you can control it, and because you're angry, you end up having more bad things. You end up having an argument with your boss, you end up missing something important in work, and it all builds up, and you come back home and you're like, I had the worst day ever. The reason why you had the worst day ever, it all started at the moment where these emotions were triggered. So at one point, you felt angry because of traffic, because of phone call, because of anything. And what happened is those emotions, because you need to know the difference between emotions and feelings. Feelings last for a short period of time, emotions last longer. So those emotions that you kind of accumulated, this emotional discharge, followed you throughout the day, and you got to a point where those emotions reflected upon other events in your life, and you ended up having a bad day. But if you did not feel upset this morning, you went to work, instead of having an argument with your boss, you had a conversation. Instead of missing something at work, your head was clear and you were able to actually focus on work and avoid this problem. The entire scenario flips. You go back home and you're like, I had an amazing day, I had a good day, I had an okay day. It's always better than saying I had a terrible day, right? So think in a different way. What we want to do is we're focusing on thinking. You feel angry. Use the opposition thinking technique. As soon as you notice that there are some feelings of anger accumulating that are going to turn into emotions, there are a lot of signs. You start feeling irritated. You start breathing heavier. You start becoming a bit irritated. This is where you need to be aware that those emotions are starting to unfold. Opposition thinking technique. You think about something completely different. You start feeling that there are emotions of anger developing. Think about something that doesn't make you angry, something that can calm you down, whether it's a memory or a song or a person. In 1 second, as soon as you're aware of those emotions, think about something completely different. Avoid thinking about what's making you angry or irritated, because our human cognitive capacity is limited. We can only think about one thing at a time. If you're thinking about angry ideas, you can only think about angry ideas in the moment. If you're thinking about something else, you can only think about this specific thing at the moment. So what's happening is, the reason why anger is developing so much, so quickly, and unfolding throughout your entire day is because it's accumulating and it's something you're fixing your mindset on. When you start thinking about this memory that can calm you down, when you listen to this song that can soothe you and calm you down as well, or this person, you talk to somebody, then you're focusing on something more positive. And before you know it, you'll feel these emotions of anger starting to subside. And sooner or later, you're going to feel good. You're going to have an awesome day. Now, this doesn't just apply to anger. If you're feeling sad, think about something happy. You're feeling stressed, think about something that can calm you down. Whatever you feel, there's an opposite emotion. For every emotion, there's an opposite emotion. For every action, there's a reaction. And for every reaction, there is an action. There is opposite polarity here that is kind of hitting and banging up together. What you need to do is you need to figure out what kind of emotions you need to stimulate to avoid the negative emotions. So what kind of positive emotions can you reinforce to eliminate the negative emotions? And you can simply look it up as a list online. Write down a bunch of emotions that you feel on a regular basis, and then go online and check what is the opposite of anger. What is the emotion that's opposite to anger? Then you got it. Then the question is, how can you stimulate that? How can you feel a certain way? How can you use this emotion and actually let it manifest in your mind state, in your cognitive state as well? So what's happening here, as I said, repetition is a big one. But as soon as you repeat this system, you get accustomed to this idea where when you feel anger emotions, there's an opposite emotion that you need to establish. It becomes a habit, it becomes a system, and you can do it in 1 second. It takes you a split second to switch your focus from one idea to another, from one thought to another. Try it, and if you like this video and would like to watch more videos, make sure to hit thumbs up, subscribe, and I hope to see you all very soon.